West Carrollton Board of Education business meeting. Today is Wednesday, February 5th. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gibson.
Here.
Mr. Llewellyn.
Here.
Mrs. Miller.
Here.
Mr. Mundy.
Here.
Mrs. Shopping.
Here.
All right. Please rise for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Well, I'm happy to have a good crowd here, especially on a chilly day like today. I know it's kind of cold, so we'll move kind of quick here. So we'll go on with the introductions. I'm going to start with the table over here. We have Jack Haig, our business manager. We have Julie Jones, our curriculum director. We have Becky Yerman, our director of student services. Devin Berry, our human resources director. And then, of course, we have our wonderful student reps, if you want to say your own names.
Hi, I'm Krista Marnett. I'm a senior. I'm Haley Schuster. I'm a junior.
Hi, I'm Daniela Rodriguez Vasquez, and I'm a freshman.
Makes sense why everyone says their own names. And then we have our wonderful board member, Lori Gibson. We have Dr. Andrea Townsend, our superintendent. I'm Nate, board member. And then we have our vice president, Leslie Miller. We have another board member, John Ryan. Another board member, Angie Shockman. And then we have our treasurer, way at the end there, Ryan Sloan. Good having everybody. All right, it is, and we do have an addendum for this. It is recommended for the agenda to be, for today, to be adopted as presented. And we have an addendum.
We do. So we have two items that we'll be removing. One is the trip for our robotics team. They will actually be going local to Columbus, so not Pittsburgh, and we're taking the overnight trip off. And then our work session will be rescheduled. OSBA was coming down from Columbus, so with the weather, we rescheduled it.
All right. Can I get a motion in a second?
So moved. Second.
All right, roll call.
Mrs. Gibson.
Yes.
Mr. Llewellyn.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Mundy.
Yes.
Mrs. Shopping.
Yes.
All right, we got nothing when it comes to item number 6 relating to agenda items. So move on to number 7. Janine.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
First off, let's start with how you can stay informed with what's happening in the school district. We have our webpage, westcarrolltonschools.com, Facebook, West Carrollton City Schools, X at WC City Schools, Instagram at WC_City Schools. There's also communication that goes out directly to families from principals as well as our superintendent that usually goes out once a week, and then if other things do come up, we'll send other communication during the week as well. I want to recognize the music programs. The OMEA Solo and Ensemble Adjudicated event had performances last Saturday. Combined, we had 13 superior performances and 11 excellent performances. I believe one of those performances was done by Miss Haley Schuster. Also, Haley Schuster, We the People competition. That was at the State House last Friday. Our team placed 3rd, which I think is awesome. Kids coming from across the state to compete in that. So that was really good news to hear. Also, that along with Senior Spotlight, Unity in the Community, Love the Bus Month. Those are some articles you can read on our website. We're starting slowly to start doing some senior spotlights. You'll see more of those as we get closer to the end of the year. Those are always fun. You get to find out more about these kids, and we really do have an awesome student body. February dates to know: February 1st through February 28th, please be kind. February 14th, no school, QPT Day. No school February 17th for President's Day. Reminder, 20 miles per hour. It is the law. When you are in a school zone, you may see flashing lights or a sign. It doesn't have to be our school district, but any other district in Ohio, 20 miles per hour. I love this picture. He ended up being the Facebook post of the week last week. Driving along, it's a pileated woodpecker. And you don't often see them, they don't often come out, but happened to see this guy, and I thought, hey, our feathered friends, he is showing the pirate colors. I love it. So, be safe, be respectful, be responsible, be kind, stay warm. And, oh, one more thing. As you know, last month was School Board Appreciation Month. I was not here during the last meeting, so the video did not play, but we have it for you tonight. I think we need to turn that up, Kathy, and then if we could restart it so they can hear it. Know what a Board of Education is? No. I think you might need to back it up again, maybe even back up a slide and then restart because it's not animating yet. Know what a Board of Education is? No. It is so cute, and we are going to stand here all night until this plays. Maybe not all. Here we go. Promise. Know what a Board of Education is? No. I'll probably have to send this to you. The volume is not working apparently. It's terribly cute. I played it for Dr. Townsend after the board meeting last month, and it truly is adorable. So I'll send it to you separately. I apologize. Maybe we'll try it again next meeting. I know everyone's.
Does she have it?
Oh, she's. Okay. Okay, backing it up. Okay, here we go. Know what a Board of Education is? No. Do you know what a Board of Education is?
I don't know.
If you were to guess what that meant, what would you think?
I have no idea what that question is.
Do you know what a superintendent does?
They test you.
What do you think a superintendent does?
Fly the airplane.
And do you know what a treasurer does?
Gets treasure.
Have you ever heard of somebody called a treasurer?
Yeah.
What does a treasurer do?
Like it has like some gold. like treasure. It's like there's a box like a treasure chest, and you put your gold in there.
So the treasurer probably keeps all the gold, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought too.
Three, we'll say thank you on three.
And just thank you guys. Right.
Okay, so I'm recording all of this now.
We're not singing thank you.
Right. And
We're saying
are we
thank you.
yelling or are we saying it?
Thank you. Thank you.
1, 2, 3. Thank
thought you were singing it. I thought you were singing it. As you can tell, kids are far easier to deal with than adults. So I'm sorry you didn't get to see it last month, but happy Board of Education month, a little late. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And it is so good seeing you here. It always brightens my day to see you.
I was gonna say
So.
thank you, but, well, we'll do it later.
Oh, how sweet. All right. Up next, we got Dr. Monica Woods talking about our Points of Pride robotics. It's going to be an exciting one.
Good evening, everyone. Board President Monday, board members, Dr. Townsend. I am here to speak to you about what our district has done in the last school year to highlight the experiences of our students in the STEM area. And first, let me give here's the clicker. Let me remind you of what STEM stands for. STEM is an acronym that highlights the 4 content areas or educational disciplines. We have science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. At the intermediate school, our teacher, Dawn Kenser, she has been heading our STEM programs and our Project Lead the Way programs with our students, both 5th grade and 6th grade. Our 5th graders get STEM classes. And in those STEM classes, they basically deal with the beginnings of coding and problem solving and things like that. So they use all different kinds of materials. She'll give them a problem. They have to come up with the solution for the problem and a model and so forth. And so in those classes, we had about 233 students last year that went through. All of our 5th grade, all of our 6th grade go through these courses. 6th grade, they experience the Project Lead the Way, and that's what gets them more into the more deeper thinking discourse of STEM and more competitions. And so we had about 227 students last year in the Project Lead the Way program. Our enrichment takes place after school with our STEM club. We had 65 students last year. Now I know when I was here last year to give you this report, we had 25 students our first year, so look how we've grown. Our students are excited about the program. This year we had to cut it off and add another teacher because we have 70 this year. So they're excited about it. They are very committed to it. They stay after school every Wednesday. And if you ever come over in the building, just be careful because they use the hallways for the drones. Might get hit. They do attend the aerial drone competition each year. You can't take everyone, so she generally has them to really work towards it. So last year we took 15 students and they ranked in the top 5 for the activities that they had to do. Here are some pictures of some of their experiences in the classroom. One of the big attractions that they are excited to work with last year was the robotic hand. They had to learn the coding to be able to use and move each finger and make it do certain things. We were giving them a caveat. You cannot just use the middle finger alone. It has to have a partner with it. So we had to keep an eye on that. But over here in the bottom, you see where they're learning to operate the small drones and rovers. Up at the top, they're learning about coding. And then over here, they're learning about objects in engineering. And so they had to build models and work together to do that. Project Lead the Way and Drone Club, I've got some pictures of them at the drone competition down here and some of the work that they do after school preparing for that competition. So it was really neat to be able to see them do that. For our middle school, we had about 100 students in their Project Lead the Way program last year. They also have the robotics class and robotics club. About 172 students went through the robotics class last year, and they take 15 students to the robotics competitions as well. They compete in the Miami Valley Regional STEM competition each year. They're looking forward to going back to that this year. I don't know where they placed last year, but I know they had fun. They also sent me this nice little And then to our high school. High school has both robotics courses and the robotics team. In their course, they had about 100 students that went through last year. Again, 15 students as their team that go to compete. They too compete in the robotics competition at the Miami Valley Regional. And Dr. Townsend had just mentioned about some changes about them
We're going to Columbus.
going to Columbus this year, so they're really excited about that. Some pictures of their activities from last year.
Those two pictures are actually from yesterday.
Oh, really?
Okay, so she gave me real time. All right. I reach out to the robotics teachers at each building to be able to get their information. So this is what they shared with me, so that's good that you can see what they're currently doing too. Benefits of the STEM education, again, is critical thinking, creativity, helping to build confidence in our students, collaboration and teamwork. It really feeds to their curiosity, and it helps them to become innovators and think outside the box on a lot of the things. One of the things that I've been able to see in going into our classes is, I know that we have some students that really struggle with some of the core courses, but they get in STEM and they blossom, and they don't even see the connection of, you just worked on this in math, but look at you doing it here in STEM. And so it helps them to be able to bring those core courses together. And that is it for me. Thank you for listening and for your time and support.
How awesome. Well, and it's so cool because, especially STEM, you could just tell from all over the place how important STEM is in the growth of kids. And I mean, and then on top of that, they do really cool things like making robots, which is something that I can never even imagine doing. So,
Competitions are amazing.
yeah, it is. It's incredible. And we have really, really good engineers and stuff that really help out with robotics too, which is really neat. So I love it. I love it. So we're on to our business portion of the meeting. So with that, we'll be on item number 9, which is for you, Ryan.
Thank you. I'll check with Mr. White.
Yeah.
Were you wanting to speak regarding one of the donations, like after
Yeah.
the board approves them?
Yeah, do you want to go through your list first? Because Brad's sitting down here on the end.
Okay. Is that okay? I asked that the board approve items 9A and 9B as presented.
A motion? Second?
So these are the minutes, and then there are also six donations, which we greatly appreciate, and Mr. White, I think, wants to get up and say some words regarding one of the donations after we're done with this.
Well, we'll move on to a vote.
Mr. Llewellyn,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Mundy,
Yes.
Mrs. Shockley,
Yes.
Mrs. Gibson.
Yes.
Does Mr. White want to speak?
Yeah. Brad, you want to come up? So, I asked to get this on the board agenda because Brad Hensley is a man who ran the geese hall. at the high
So
school.
thank you.
We had the situation, and it's every year I learned that they come back and because of construction, we actually had our football players out front practicing and their hands are in goose droppings and it's not healthy. And I mean, no one wants their kids to have to go through that. But they were relentless and Brad pulled up one day and he said, "Hey, I can help you." And I said, "Give me a card now." So one of the things I learned, and I'll let him talk in a second, is Brad's not just an alumni, but he's a parent. And he said, you know, "Hey, I'll bill you for the services and then I'll donate it back to the principal's fund," which Brian would be the first one to tell you, I was a Reaganomics baby, so deficit spending is how I work.
Is that why it's quiet?
That's so I was like, sure, this will work. So I won't say any more about it. Brad, go ahead and tell them how it works.
Yeah, I don't have much to say, but that's pretty much what we do is right now is actually the time they're all coming back and it starts to make a mess. Like he said, I watch the kids, I drop my son off to practice. He's been in West Carrollton, we moved here in 2015, he's been in your school since then. Honestly, when we moved, everyone said, "Be careful." And we got here and it kind of proved everyone wrong. I don't see what the big problem is. You guys seem to be doing better and better. Things seem to be good. My son has been in school, no problems. Grades have been great. Everything's been great. The sports have made a tremendous difference in him as far as his growth, personality, and development. Great friends, great people, great parents. So yeah, I watch the kids roll around in that stuff. I work in it every day. I know what it can do. It's very dangerous stuff. Owner of my company has a friend who lost an eye due to the mold that comes from bird droppings. It can be very gross and our kids should not be in it. And that's really all it is. I'm here to kind of support you guys as much as I can. I have no idea how or at what capacity. But I want to be part of the community that really has helped my son's growth.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
So I actually have some papers in case. But I use a dog. If any of you seen her run around, I just let her out. She chases the geese. She's by command, voice, hand commands. She does kind of whatever I tell her to do. She knows when she gets out of the car to chase the geese and come back to me. She's safe around the kids. She's safe around the traffic, the buses, and all that. But I take her all over the place. We use RC boats and drones and different things to kind of do it. And yeah, that's it. We're licensed and certified by the state. They're a federally protected species, but we're allowed to track them, remove them, or relocate them. Really anything in any capacity we can help with. And that's kind of all I want to say here today was moving forward with all these new schools. We're so lucky to get them. And I think it's going to be great for the kids and keep them clean. I'm here to help in any way that I can. So that's it.
That means a lot. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. How cool. You know, it's funny. There's always a business for everything. It seems like, you know. I mean, that's an important one. You're right. Yeah. You're right. All right. Moving right along.
I guess I should have specified, so that was the $800 donation from Goosebusters LLC, just to give them proper plug.
Yes.
So.
Right.
They got me out of the red.
I mean, it's
Proud of you,
fantastic,
David.
yeah. And it seems like the geese are no problem.
They'll come back once we got rid of them.
They will be back within the next couple weeks.
So it's just like, it's kind of like mowing.
Yeah.
You go every few
They come
little
out
times.
here too.
Yeah.
Expand your services.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Really?
It means a lot. That's amazing. All right. Item number 10 involves personnel items. Deb?
Good evening.
Good evening.
The superintendent recommends that the board approve the listed personnel items 10A through 10J.
All right, can I get a motion in a second?
Motion?
All right. Anything you want to add, Deb?
Yes, of course, we discussed it prior that the age for retirement has been moved from 34 to 33. I was contacted by 12 people that changed their plans so they could retire early, and 3 of them now are listed on this one. So there's Stephanie Carter, Gail Kerr, and Jenny Vogt. All have spent over the majority, if not their entire careers here. One is leaving early, at the beginning of the earliest that you can retire, not the full 33, 34, or 35. And two of them are moving towards 35. So Gail Kerr at the high school, I'd like to congratulate her, and Jenny Vogt and Stephanie Carter. Spent a lot of time here, great impact on students, and it'll be difficult to replace. Things will be different at the high school.
I know, especially Miss Kerr, with me being a student, she was a fantastic teacher, so I can personally pass up. It's going to be a missed position not having her here. So, anyone else have any? We'll move on to the vote then.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Mundy?
Yes.
Mrs. Shockey?
Yes.
Mrs. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Llewellyn?
Yes.
All right, item number 11 deals with the DPA state competition.
I'd like to recommend that the board approve the proposed BPA state competition student trip to Columbus, Ohio from March 10th, 2025 through March 11th, 2025 as presented. This trip is designed for students who have qualified to compete at the state level. The trip will provide students with an opportunity to showcase their talents and skills at a state level competition. They will also benefit from exposure to outside communities and competing against students from schools all over Ohio.
All right, fantastic. Can I get a motion second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Is there anything that you'd like to add?
Our kids always do really well and end up going to nationals, so I'm excited to see how they do this year.
Yeah, it's great because we do this every year. Yeah. It's definitely great. Oh, you're going?
I got second place, but the girl that was in front of me, she was from Centerville, and they always win like a lot of awards. So she won 2 times when she went, and she won a group and her single one, which that was mine that I got second place in. So she chose her group, so then I moved up to first place.
Hey.
So now I'm going to. So I got second place, but I still get to go. So now I'm first place.
That's
Well,
excellent.
yeah. Awesome. Got a local celebrity here.
There you go.
What was the competition for you?
I did presentation individual. And then my boyfriend, he did C++ and Python programming, and he won both of his.
Robotics.
Marketing, robotics.
Yeah.
So what can I say? I'm very proud of my
We're proud of both.
Good.
All right, we'll move on to the vote then.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Or, Mr. Mundy?
Yes.
Mrs. Shockey?
Yes.
Mrs. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Llewellyn?
Yes.
All right, due to the addendum, we're not going to do number 12, so we'll move right on to number 13, which is the org chart.
Thank you. I'd like to recommend that the board approve the West Carrollton School District organizational chart as presented.
All right, motion second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Very colorful.
It is.
Yes, it is.
They can't make too many changes.
No,
Make some important ones.
Just making sure titles are correct, and we updated, I think the last time we updated it was 22 or 23, so it was time for a refresh.
Great. All right. I guess we're up for a vote then.
Mrs. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Llewellyn?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Mundy?
Yes.
Mrs. Shockey?
Yes.
All right. Item number 14 is about the CTC board. Andrew?
So I need a motion and a second that the board accept the January 23rd, 2025 resignation of Autumn Harvey from the Miami Valley CTC School Board and appoint Lori Gibson to the Miami Valley CTC School Board from February 5th, 2025 through December 31st of 2025.
Second.
Yeah. You want to explain that?
Sure. So we originally thought Autumn was resigning. That's what we had information from Autumn, but then that changed, and then she decided to go ahead and resign. So we had appointed Lori, and then had to unappoint Lori, and then reappoint Lori.
So now you should be good.
Well, I'll let you know.
If there's no other discussion, we'll go to board vote.
Mr. Llewellyn,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Muddy,
Yes.
Mrs. Shockey,
Yes.
Mrs. Gibson.
Abstain.
All right, item number 15 deals with Leaven Porter. Jack?
Yes, I'd ask that the board approve as presented the resolution declaring an emergency, waiving the statutory selection process for design professionals, and authorizing the agreement with Leaven Porter Architects for the design of certain storm damage repair work.
All right, motion second.
So moved.
Second.
All right, anything you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, this is related from the September 27th, when Hurricane Helene came in, and it took down part of the high school that was under construction at the time. Leaven Porter's our current architect, and their subs that do the testing and everything that we pay through them are the ones who are on site, so we're reutilizing them since it's the same building. And number 16, I'll just say it now, and that way I don't have to say it again, but then we're approving Shook Construction as part of that too, since they're the ones who built it to begin with, and all their subs, and they're the ones rebuilding it again. All the money that we're spending on these two will be recouped. Okay, I won't say all because we have a deductible in there, but it'll be recouped back from our insurance company through a builder's risk claim. Hoping to hear on Friday, I have a meeting Friday morning, I'm hoping to hear when that settlement will finally be reached with the insurance on that.
And do you have to go through OFCC for that?
No, our district holds a policy for the builder's risk. OFCC kind of steps back on something like this on a claim, just because it's outside of their scope, because they've already approved the building to be built. So on this part, we bring our own folks in, survey the damage, decide how much we have to take out, and then we rebuild it back up to the specs that OFCC's already approved.
Oh, nice.
So then they step right back into it.
Oh, great. All right, I guess we'll move to the board vote.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Muddy,
Yes.
Mrs. Shockey,
Yes.
Mrs. Gibson,
Yes.
Mr. Llewellyn,
Yes.
I know you talked about it a little bit, but item number 16 talks about Shook. Jack?
Yep. And I'd ask that the board approve as presented the resolution waiving competitive bidding based on urgent necessity and authorize an agreement with Shook Construction Company to repair storm damage.
All right, motion second.
So moved.
Second.
Nothing more to add, I'm guessing, right?
Same thing. Yeah.
Okay, all right, we'll move straight to the vote.
Mr. Muddy,
Yes.
Mrs. Shockey,
Yes.
Mrs. Gibson,
Yes.
Mr. Llewellyn,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
All right, we'll move right along to reports. Does the student reps have any?
Same as usual. The carrying closet is, the carrying closet. We're cleaning it up right now. We're trying to make some plans to expand either physically into the other schools, or, to be determined. But we'll be reaching out to the other schools, the principals and whatnot, and delegating those, responsibilities between the three of us. And, we've gotten a lot of stuff. We've had a lot of donations, so thank you. And that is all I have.
Okay, I actually have stuff to say today. So, Jenny and Karen kind of already said it, but our We the People competition was last Friday. The high school won 3rd place out of 8, which is very impressive. And then my unit, Unit 4, received the highest score out of everyone, and this was very exciting. So we worked very hard, and it's just like studying for weeks and weeks, and you have to know everything about everything. So it was really exciting. And then OMIA solo and ensemble also this past Saturday. I got a 2 on my solo. The carrying closet, today I went with Victoria Wagner, the junior class president, and we made an announcement on the West Carrollton High School News about it today, so that way we're hoping to get more people that are coming in that we know need it. And then also the high school musical Mean Girls, the auditions for that are next week on Monday and Tuesday.
Okay, so I don't have much to say except Culture Club is having their performance February 20th at 6:30 p.m. and I will be in it. I'll be doing the Hispanic culture. And then, parent teacher conferences were today and next Thursday. So that's all I have to say. Happy February.
What day was that culture club?
February 20th at
The
6:30 p.m. Unless they move it. But I haven't heard from any of that.
Is that the one where
People
we
hold flags.
do the
and
salsa dancing?
They don't do salsa.
Am I getting this mixed up with Spanish 3?
Yeah, because there's a Spanish.
I'm getting this mixed up.
Spanish. I think there's like a Spanish assembly too.
Yeah, they have a separate assembly.
Oh, there's.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, okay, I'm not fully, okay, I know, when you set the flags, it makes a lot more sense now, yeah.
That was a bit.
Alright, well, did you guys have anything to add?
We're going to be doing a Zoom meeting on February 15th. And we've got Dr. Kathy McFarland. She is the Chief Executive Officer of OSBA. She is joining us. Jennifer Hugh, she is also joining us, and she is the OSBA lawyer. And we have another guest, which is that's going to be our OSBA president-elect. She is joining us as well. So she's going to. So I'm very excited about it. I think they want to hear the kids. So the kids will talk.
Wow, that's a star-studded cast too, because they will listen. I mean, they do a lot when it comes to being in the State House, trying to get things done. So, well, that's really good to hear. Does anyone have any committee reports?
I do. All right, so a week ago, last Wednesday, it was the district leadership team meeting, and it was eventful as always. So if I had to summarize, I'm going to say loving data. Get the connection?
With your cookies?
Right. Because data is at the heart of everything we do. I wrote it down.
There you go.
You're right. And so there were a lot of letters thrown out there, and Dr. Townsend was going, it means, and I was writing them down. I can show you my little notes. I have most, I think the MTSS, RIFI, no, TMI, too much information at times. Anyways, but it was very, very interesting. They did a building leadership team meeting. They modeled one, and then they gave time for each school to kind of do their own. And I learned something, and I wondered if you all probably know about it. Did you know that there's after-school tutoring offered 3 times a week at the high school?
Yes.
Okay, well, I guess since I'm not there, I did not know that. But as a board member, I thought that was something that was very, I'm hoping, do most kids know about this?
Yeah, they say it
On the announcements. Wonderful. I think that is an excellent thing. And parents, if you don't know about it, I encourage you, now you know, to encourage your children to go, because again, how can you complain about the schools if you're not doing something to help? That's all I got to say about that.
Does anyone have any other committee reports? Okay, mine's very quick. It's another legislative update. I don't have much to say though. I know the big thing, and Ryan, you might talk about it a little bit, even though I guess they really don't have hard numbers yet. But of course, the budget, they're talking about, of course, this budget and in the State House. And some of them are trying to cut things down when it comes to school funding. Some of them is trying to do phasing. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I wish I had the crystal ball. to see what's going to happen in our future. But it's tough trying to talk about funding, and I mean everyone likes to have a little bit of money everywhere, and it seems like schools might be one of the ones that might get hit with that. So we'll see. I mean, we still have a long ways to go for that. I know. I guess DeWine listed his recommendation, but I did not get to read it. Did you get to read it? Was it like
He
positive?
wants to, yes, he
Okay.
wants to fully fund the public schools.
Really?
So, yes, which will be in direct conflict with Catholic.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. Because
So, I don't know who will win. We'll see.
yeah, DeWine, that's good to hear. Though I'm happy that DeWine is
Yes,
very
he
supportive.
will step forward and he wants to do this.
Wow, that's great to hear. I know there's a few Senate bills and a House bill that, I mean, none of them are on the floor yet, of course, but Senate Bill 3 is talking about leveling state income tax to a flat 2.75%. That might mean a lot to some teachers, means a lot to me at least. Senate Bill 62 and House Bill 3 both relate to the School Bus Safety Act, adding on the fees if you pass a bus or whatnot.
As they should.
Yeah, as they should. And then funding as well for all the changes that might need to be made for buses. So they had a long conversation about this the last few years, and now they're actually putting things down on paper. And I'm really excited to see because, like Ms. Janine said, 20 miles per hour law is one thing, but there's still people flying around school buses and causing a danger to kids just trying to make it home. That I'm happy that someone's actually doing something about it. So other than that, I got nothing for the legislative, nothing more at least. Any other committees? I don't think so, right? All right. Moving on to you. Comments?
Just a couple things. I'd like to congratulate our students who were at We the People and OMEA. They always make us proud. And wishing luck to our kids going to BPA and robotics coming up next month. And then also, our new webpage is going to have a live feed on it soon. So that'll be exciting. So they keep adding a little bit, and I'm looking forward to seeing what that's going to look like. And that's all I have.
Fantastic. Brian?
Just real, as you mentioned, just real quick on the state budget. It's just came out a couple days ago, so we haven't seen district by district simulations. I mean, the one thing that I read was that, like ballpark, the amount in DeWine's proposed budget, like in terms of the increases for K-12 education, is maybe 1.5% for each of the 2 years. So, we're not across the state. Schools aren't expecting a lot of big increases. I mean, as you mentioned, Matt Huffman, the Speaker of the House, he hasn't made. Putting a bunch of money into public education is not his top priority, to say the least. So, I mean, OASBO, OSBA, BASA, they'll be lobbying for us the next 5 months, and a lot of negotiating and lobbying the next 5 months, and we'll watch it, but not expecting huge increases for state funding for the next 2 years.
Yeah, and I mean, just to add a little bit to that, I know also in a lot of the committee meetings, there's a lot that's talking about voucher programs and things like that, expanding those. So, I mean, it's pretty easy to see that the Senate has a little bit of a different idea. Oh, okay. I'll keep moving along. There's no comments from the Education Association or the Classified Employees Association. So we'll move right on to central staff. Whoever wants to start. Deb?
I have no comments. Please drive safely.
No comment. I just have to say congratulations to all of the groups from OMEA, at OMEA, and We the People, and Kristen and Haley. And Lori, do you think we'll get any contracts for our acting jobs?
I mean, that were
We had
impressive.
it DLT, okay.
They were impressive.
Just wait till next time.
I might get time.
Yes, yes.
I have no more comments this evening.
Okay. All right. Seeing that we have no general comments from the public, we'll move right on to board members. We'll start with you, Amy.
I want to congratulate the teams that go into O&E, and they did so well, and we the people taking third place, that was amazing. Good luck to our robotics team and our retirees. Mrs. Kerr, I make sure I get everybody's names correct. Mrs. Kerr and Jenny Bott and Stephanie Carter, we wish them the best of luck in their retirements. And I attended a board conference on Saturday and in Montgomery County, and I want to give a shout out to Devin because I was sitting with someone at lunch there, and he was an attorney with Dayton Public Schools, and he said, "I hear you guys have the best human resource director there, Devin Berry." He said they speak very highly of him there. So.
Thank you.
That's all I have today.
Fantastic. All right, we'll move right along, John.
I wanted to apologize for missing the last meeting. I spent about 6 days in Georgia with my daughter, helping her buy her first car. So any of you shop for a car, I don't think it's that fun, so I would have rather been here, to be honest. But I did get to see her, so that's a good thing. She is, I'll be going back in March, but I won't miss a meeting for that trip because she is a music teacher in her first year, and her fifth graders are doing a version of Nemo as a musical, so we're going to go support her and see that. And, so again, that won't affect me. A couple other things. This kind of relates to what you were talking about with the governor. I think this is correct. He appointed John Husted to replace Jacob Vance, and I thought Husted was probably the front runner to be governor next. That won't happen now. So the governor's race is going to be wide open, even more than it would have been with Husted in Washington. And then the video that you made, I want to just thank you for the appreciation. This will be the last year I sit here, so I certainly appreciate all the years that you guys have honored us, and this is no exception. The videos takes a lot of work, Janine. Appreciate you doing all that.
No problem.
Even though you guys kind of botched the song, thank you, Janine. I know it's in your heart. It's really in your heart, so that's all that really matters. But that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, we'll keep moving on. Ms. Leslie?
I just want to echo everything, the congratulations to the We the People bunch, the solo and ensemble, OMEA, good luck to the BPA, the robotics, and our winter sports people who are going right along. On that note, if you want to be in spring sports, you need to get your final forms and your physicals done and all that, because they'll be coming up.
When is the meeting for the parent meeting for spring school?
I am not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure when that is.
Okay.
Last night I was at my Southwest Executive OSBA meeting, which I'm a part of, and I got to speak with Mary Cleveland. She is the OSBA president-elect, and she is from Cincinnati. She is going to be on our Zoom meeting with kids. So she's a really great person, and you know, I've been on board for 26 years or something like that, and never have I known an OSBA president of the entire state, and she is going to be it. And she is just a good friend of mine and just the most lovely woman. I personally invited her to the Zoom. She is so excited to hear about the kids and how they fit in with our board and the round table and everything. So I'm very excited.
That's really
Can I ask
exciting.
you a question?
Sure.
It's not related to that, but I have some of you know, I work at the cinema next to the mall, and so a lot of kids work there. And one of our former students was asking me a question that you might know the answer to, Dr. Tillman. Devin's here, and he would probably know this too. But she asked me if there's a rule about coming back to coach after you graduate. Is there a year you have to wait, or a 2-year waiting period? Anybody answer that for me?
Somewhat of an informal rule. It isn't a policy yet, but we prefer that you were 3 years removed from high school.
Gotcha. Thank you. I'll let her know that.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Fantastic. All right, Ms. Lori?
Yeah, so the last one that does this, and so you can say too, everything that everybody just said, I concur. Yeah, it seems redundant to keep saying it over and over again. Poor Devin's always the last one usually. He's like, yeah, what everybody else said, so yeah. Oh, Janine left. Yeah, that's good.
She went to go get it.
Oh, okay. Well, I enjoyed the video very, very much. This is going to show my age, but when she asked, do you know what the Board of Education was, I expected somebody to say a PAL, Board of Education. If you get in trouble, that was what I thought was going to happen. Nope, they didn't know. And I am super excited that next month is going to be St. Patrick's Day, and since our treasurer happens to keep the gold, hopefully he will be sharing it and dressed appropriately. Do you want to be called Mr. Leprechaun or?
Negative.
Negative. So that's all I have.
Well, I think we need to get a rainbow and he can kind of slide in.
Yeah. Share the gold.
Yeah. Sure. Fantastic too. Yeah. All right. I don't have too much to say. It is a lot of ditto of what everyone else has been saying. Well, the We the People thing gets me excited. All right. I was talking to Miss Babb about, because you were group 4.
Yeah, she told me, you were like,
I'm a nerd for We the People.
Oh,
Yeah, it is just incredible. Do you remember any of your judges?
I can send you that. I can send you the book of them. And
You have the book.
Yeah,
That's
I
new.
have the book of Judges, so I can send you guys.
They didn't have that when that was way back in the day.
I mean, were you trying to kill me or something?
Who?
He was the spirit.
No, he was the.
I don't even know if I cracked top 50.
Okay, nerd doesn't mean. I mean.
They call me a nerd.
You just called yourself a nerd.
She just called me a nerd. Everyone saw that. I know the We the People thing is really incredible, and for you guys to get 3rd place is absolutely amazing because it is very hard. I mean, you guys spend half of your school year preparing for it, which is incredible. Of course, OMEA also is really cool. And then I want to thank one of our city council members for being here. Keith, it's good seeing you. Thank you for being here. Keith is you're on the committee for school board now.
Yes.
School board and city council.
This year, yes.
Yeah. So it's great having you here, and I appreciate you being here to listen in and see what you can do to be a part of the group. I also wanted to mention very quickly that, of course, DeWine and John Husted and everybody, I saw that the Secretary of State, there's a lot of people running for Secretary of State, one being Raj Antani, and then Robert Sprague is running. So I'm happy. It's going to be a pretty interesting race seeing who wins for the Secretary of State, especially when it comes to all my Board of Election people. That's something that they really keep a close eye on. And then, of course, like I always do, I'm going to end with a quote. And this one is by Jimmy Carter. It is, testing oneself is best when done alone. And then we do not have a work session, so I will.
So moved.
Stay.
Second.
Mrs. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Dubois?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Mundy?
Yes.
Mr. Strobel?
Yes.
Thank you, guys.